"Can I buy your breast milk?" Posted by Crafty Bat. This happened when I was 19. I'm a hairdresser at Great Clips and I see a lot of people every day. I was also 7 months pregnant at that point. I looked like I had a basketball in my belly. I'm 5'2" and thin. This particular day was a Saturday. It was extremely busy. It was right before picture day, so back-to-back children's haircuts. There were a lot of families in the lobby waiting for haircuts. I called the next name and it was a dad of the kid getting their haircut next to me. He had 2 older children, a boy and a girl. They looked about 7 and 9. I escorted him to my chair, introduced myself, and started to ask the normal questions we ask to find out what kind of haircut they want. He asked for a 2 on the sides and back, a 1/4 inch, and finger length on top. His hair was kind of shaggy looking, so it was a lot of length taken off. I start cutting his hair and making small talk. He immediately starts asking about my pregnancy, and as a naive young woman and first-time mom, I excitedly started to answer his questions. His kid that was getting his hair cut next to me was asking for approval from Dad, then waited in the lobby. The dude's demeanor changed 100% from great dad to Russell Williams. If you don't know who Russell Williams is, look him up. Anyways, he starts telling how much pregnant women turn him on and how the round of my belly arouses him. By this time, I have only cut the sides and back with the clippers. There was like 4 inches on top, real long. I didn't say anything. I just blushed extremely hard because it was weird and I was creeped out. I'm in shock, standing there looking down at my shears, turned away from him, but I could see him in the mirror, vice versa. I turned to face him and he said, "Please, let me buy your breast milk." I took the cape off him and kicked him and his kids out. They got their haircuts for free that day. My manager was cutting hair next to me and she heard everything for herself. He tried to come into the shop again about a month later. I was still pregnant. The best part is, the mother of the kids and wife to the weird man thought she was going to come over to my salon and cuss me out. I pulled her in the back office and told her about the experience. He left with half a haircut, confused kids, and an even angrier, hopefully, ex-wife. I have tons more weird stuff from when I was pregnant working at Great Clips. My neighbor is really starting to creep me out, posted by Flint the Dad. Just moved into a new neighborhood, and I'm starting to get really worried. My neighbor, who I do not know at all, comes outside every night when it gets dark and stares at my house with a creepy look. He doesn't move during this staring session, and it typically lasts about 20 minutes to an hour. I have called the police about this situation, but they are not much help, and I don't know how to handle this on my own. One time, I tried staring back at him, and he just wouldn't budge. I went and knocked on his door one time, and the house was eerily silent, and there was no answer. When I returned to my porch, I turned around and he was just standing there in the window, looking at me with that creepy stare. I have been here a few months, and he doesn't miss a single night of doing this, and one night I was taking out the trash, and he was just standing at the end of my driveway, staring at me, and I said, "Hello, what are you doing?" And he just stood there and wouldn't budge, didn't say a word. I walked away because I felt like something was about to happen. Literally, as I'm writing this post, he is staring at my house. I live alone and I'm 45 years old. What do I do? Update, October 25th. I would like to update everyone and give some more info since I'm getting a lot of questions, and I want to thank everyone for the advice. I'm losing a lot of sleep over this, and last night I was actually able to get some sleep, so it was a relief to finally get some answers on what to do next. Hopefully, I can clear up a few things. 1. I don't have any pets. 2. I don't have any floodlights or security, but that is about to change. I'm heading out to buy some stuff today. 3. No, I do not own a firearm and I don't have the money for one at the moment, sadly. 4. I asked a few people about this guy and nobody knows anything, so I will reach out and try to get more info. He does have a car in the front yard, but it doesn't look like it's moved in years. I have never seen the guy leave his house unless it was to come outside and stare at mine. 5. He looks to be in his early 40s. I have only seen him in the daytime, one time, and that was when he was staring at me out his window. He only seems to come out at night. I work during the day during the week, so I'm unsure if he is outside during this time. 6. The police say they can't get involved unless he steps on the property, which he has not done so far. 7. I will be getting an alarm system installed next paycheck. It will have to be an extra bill, but will be worth it because I'm genuinely scared. If you guys only knew the way this guy looks at my house, it has honestly freaked me out, and I do not have the option to move. And this is a nice neighborhood, and I didn't expect to be scared to death. This is like some stuff out of a movie, and I'm unsure on what to do and don't know where to go for help. I'm scared to approach him because of the stuff that's happened so far. Thanks for your time and reading this, and hopefully I can find a solution soon. A creepy encounter that was stopped short by my dog. Posted by Panther Kid 1106. So, I'm a 13-year-old male, and I live somewhere in Alabama with my family. So my dog Boomer has some good genes in his blood, so he's a good dog. He's a Doberman mixed with some sort of hound, so he has good guard dog genes in him and hunting dog. So Boomer had different sounds for different things. He has a whiny bark for when he needs something. He has his kind of deepish bark that's equivalent to, "Hey, what's that?" Then he has his aggressive bark when the thing he's barking at gets too close. Then there's the ghost howl, a chilling howl when he finds something. So I'm inside reading some stories on Reddit when I hear Boomer switching between his whiny bark and his deep bark. I go outside to check on him because he might be stuck and or sees a dog. So I go outside and Boomer is looking at the area behind him while pacing back and forth while looking at me and the field area. I get closer to Boomer and his ears go back and the fur on his lower back stands up and he starts barking aggressively. When I stupidly get too close to find out what he's barking at, and when I get out of Boomer's chain links, we keep him on a chain because he's too big for the inside and he breaks other bindings. A man lunges at me and out of reflex, I jerk backwards back to Boomer. Boomer barks some more, but the guy doesn't get the hint and keeps coming at me. Boomer barks a final time before jumping up and biting his arm. The man screams in pain, alerting my grandma, who looks out the kitchen window and sees everything that's happening. She calls the police while my grandpa comes outside with his gun ready. The man kicked my dog and ran off into the night. The police never found the man, but he knows if he comes back he's getting bit and possibly shot. Who knew what would have happened if my dog wasn't a guard dog? Edit. To the people saying I shouldn't keep Boomer chained outside, I understand. But I'm 13 and don't got a choice where Boomer stays. It's my grandpa's house and he decides. My encounter with a predator. Posted by Gia Luisa. This happened about 4 years ago when I was 15 or 16. I live in Europe. I was walking down the street with my best friend after school, and we were on the way to get food. We were holding hands because, why not? A lot of people were out and it was a sunny day. As we approached the kebab booth, I'm guessing mid-50s American man stopped us and started asking for directions. He started asking me basic questions like where I'm from and how come I speak English so well, how old I am, etc. I thought it was just normal small talk. At one point, he asks me if my friend and I are dating, to which I reply, yes, simply because I wanted to see his reaction and potentially piss off a homophobe. With that, he thanked us and went off, albeit in the wrong direction. After we got our food, we headed straight into a very busy street, and just a few seconds later, we bump into a tall man. I quickly realized it was the same guy, but this time wearing a jacket over his shirt and sunglasses. I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but I know he asked if we would kiss for him, and he'd give us 20 euros. I immediately said no and tried to continue walking, but he stopped us in our tracks. He then asked if we had ever had sex with each other and if he could watch for 50 euros. I grabbed my friend and we ran away. We are pretty sure he followed us for quite a while after that, until we took refuge in a shopping mall. So that's that story.